Hi everyone, Mike from the Excel Trainer here. Percentages. The very word can send shivers down the spines of many Excel users. And in this video, I'm going to give you two for the price of one. I'm going to explain percentages in both general terms and Excel. If that makes it feel like a school lesson, feel free to skip this one, and I'll see you in the next video. If you want to follow along, you can download a copy of the demo file from the link in the description below. Let's start with a simple example. Excellent Ice Cream have made $2 million profit, and 15% of this profit is to be put into a pot and shared amongst the employees. The question is exactly how much money will go into the pot. So I need to calculate 15% of 2 million, and you can see both numbers are in cells B5 and B7. So I'll go to B9, which is where I want to put the answer, and enter a formula which will be B5 multiplied by B7, because that's how you work out a percentage of a number. You take the number and you multiply it by the percentage. Press enter, and there is our answer. In this second example, the price of a 10-litre container of ice cream is $100, and the sales tax is 10%. So, what is the price of the ice cream when the sales tax is added? Well, to do that, I want to calculate 10% of $100 and add it to the $100. And I'll do that again with a formula in B9, and that will be B5, the selling price, multiplied by B7, and that gives us the sales tax, and add onto that the selling price. So that's taking the $100 and multiplying that by 10%, and that will give us the sales tax, and I'm adding on top of that the original $100. I could have done that a different way. I could have put the selling price multiplied by, and then in brackets, B7 plus 1. Which is basically 110% of the selling price. Gives me the same answer, so two different ways of doing it. For the third example, the cost of electricity to run the ice cream factory this year is $1,000 a month. And we've been told that this is going to increase by 20% next year. And of course, we want to know what will the new figure be. So I need to calculate 20% of 1,000 and add it onto the 1,000. Very, very similar to the previous example. So for this one, in B7, I will put B5, which is the cost per month this year, multiplied by B9, which is the percent increase, and then add onto that the original 1,000. And enter. And that gives us the new cost for next year. Demo number 4 is going to show how to calculate a percent increase. Last month, we had to throw away 300 litres of ice cream due to manufacturing issues, and this month's wastage was 450 litres. And we need to know what was the percentage increase. Now to do that, we'll calculate 450 as a percentage of 300. And to do that, we take the cell with the 450 and we divide it by the cell with 300. And then we subtract 1. Now, the reason that we subtract 1 is if we don't, it will just give us 1.5. So that is showing me that the 450 is 1.5 times as much as the 300. But in percentage terms, that's 150%. So if I subtract a 1, which is 100%, I get the percent change. Although that looks like it's showing me 0.5% change. It's not showing me 0.5% change. If I want to display that as a percentage, I can simply go up to the percent button on the ribbon, and that will change the way that that number is displayed from a decimal to a percentage. So what we can say is that there was a 50% increase in wastage this month compared to last month. A similar example here. In 2021, the education team delivered 2,000 hours of training, and in 2022, they delivered 1,000 hours of training. What was the percent decrease? Well, to do that, I'll calculate 1,000 as a percentage of 2,000. So in B9, I'll say B7 divided by B5. And I get 0.5 there. Now, I could leave it as 0.5 because 1,000 is 50% of 2,000. But if I want to show that as a negative, I will do like I did in the previous example, and I will subtract a 1. And then change the way that cell is displaying the number, and we get a 50% reduction. The final example is the one that seems to get everybody. The price of a 10-litre container of ice cream is $100, but now this includes sales tax at 10%. In other words, the customer pays $100. We don't put 10% on top, that's what the customer pays. And we need to calculate how much of that $100 goes to tax and how much of the $100 we retain. First of all, I'll calculate how much we retain, and that is going to be the selling price divided by 1 plus the tax rate. So if I put in equals, the selling price is B5 divided by 1 plus the tax rate. And that 1 plus B7 needs to go in brackets so that it does that as a separate calculation. That gives us $90.91. And then if I go up to B9, I can put in B5 minus B11, and that shows me how much tax I have to pay. Well, that wasn't too bad, was it? Hopefully, the mere mention of percentages hasn't sent anyone running for the hills. If you found this video useful, please give it a like. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you'd like to keep up to date with what I'm up to, why not sign up for my free weekly newsletter? And you can do that at theexceltrainer.co.uk. But until the next time, have an excellent day.